Hello everybody, my name's Tina and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am really excited, not just because I get to use autumn papers and color palette, which is my favorite, but I have a whole craft series that I get to share. George and I recently did a vacation. We did our 4-day retreat. We had our Christmas card buffets going on, our big virtual one, along with I have some in-person ones, and so it's been really busy. But I have an amazing craft series coming up with scrapbook layouts, little boxes, things for your Thanksgiving table or for your guests. And so I'm having a lot of fun. I always seem to be inspired. Now, if you're interested in the Autumn Vibes paper collection that I have here, and I'm using the ephemera for several of the projects that I will be sharing and showing, please reach out to me and let me know. I do have more, but I haven't gotten them loaded into my inventory yet, and they are on sale. I will try to get them as soon as possible, and I'll put all the information in the description of the video. Okay, so this sketch is part of the Creative Art Challenge that the gang is doing over in the Creating With You exclusively group, and this is a design space file. So we always have a manual one where you just see the sketch and you cut it, and then for Cricut enthusiasts, I always put in 2 Cricut projects every month, and this is a sketch. Now I want to keep this nice and clean and no inking. I have some leaves that I'm adding, and those are coming from the 2 sets that I'm going to be doing all my projects with. This one is the Thankful collection, and this one is the Autumn Vibes. And I like both of them for different reasons. It had me at wreath with the sentiments, so you'll see that coming up. But I took the leaves from both. These 2 here and this one here. I cut them all out of just scrap papers on my die cut machine because I do have the thin cuts with these. And then I stamped them all in a dark brown. For me, it was mocha. It could be, you know, espresso or chocolate, or it's just, let me grab, it's just a dark brown. You might be a distressed oxide ink enthusiast. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start putting some of these together. I love the autumn color palette. Really do. It's my favorite. All right, so what I have here is from the ephemera pack, and it says Happy Thanksgiving. I am going to be journaling and scrapbooking and journaling a story that happens in my house and during the holidays. I'll share that with you a little bit today. I pulled in some circles. This is the Happy Thanksgiving that came from the ephemera. And then I had a stitch circle that fit, so that's behind it. All of these were cut in dark brown mocha out of my scraps. I have 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece here as well. And then this is a pocket card that was part of the collection. And when I cut this, I didn't, it had a little bit longer or a little bit wider of a piece down here. And I made sure that I cut this to 3 by 4. And I love it. It says, so very thankful, incredibly grateful, unbelievably best. And I like that. All right. And then this is a 2-inch circle. Another piece from the ephemera pack is this cute little basket that I just thought was perfect for, you know, basket of plenty, so to speak. I have this Hello Fall and this pumpkin spice and everything nice. Okay, I'm going to pull these off. These are all 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Put those on there so you can see your photos. I have foam tape on one of them. All right, and then I have recently gotten into wax seals. I'm like a little monster with them right now. This I call the Tree of Life, which is one of my favorite things, which would probably explain why off to the side I have so many of these. This would probably be like my signature one. I love it so much, but I started making some of these. You can see I've added paint to these, and I may do some tutorials on these, but I would love to know if you guys would like some additional information on these. These are freestanding ones that you can add seals to the stickers to the back of your seals. But I'm going to go ahead and use that, and I think you're going to see some fun things coming up with that. All right, I'm going to pull off and go to the bottom here. All right, so I have a 12 by 12 piece of paper on the bottom here, and this is from the Autumn Vibes collection. We don't want to waste. All right, one of the things that I am doing with this particular layout is adding a layer. I like to do that. I really like layers. So I'm going to gut this paper. I call this a 1-inch gut. To me, a 1-inch gut means there's 1 inches all the way around, or 1 inch on each side all the way around. Some people call it a 10-inch gut because you cut the 10-inch square out of the center. I've heard them done both ways, and I don't think there's a right or wrong way. So what I'm doing is I'm lining my blade. There we go. I'm lining my blade up at the 11 and dropping it, and then I'm taking it all the way up to the 1. Now, up until a few years ago, I was not a fan of gutting paper, but we ended up having to do some workshops where all the paper was gutted. And even though I'm still a person who may not always gut my paper, I do think with the rising costs of a hobby that we love so much, finding ways to save a little bit of money is a pretty good idea. All right, so now I have that. I'll reserve this piece here. I really like this plaid for another project. I'll put that over with my my other papers that I have to do all of these. All right, so now what I have on this one here is, this is a 11 by, let me see, 11 by 11. Okay, I thought I was like, am I off? But I also want to check my own measurements. And the reason why is because I'm a person who often used to just cut 1 inch off of the paper. Like if there was that 1/2 inch little piece, I would cut the 1/2 inch piece and then cut 1 inch and 1 inch. But sometimes our paper is not cut at that size. So I have definitely tried to line my paper up now, measuring it at an 11. And then, you know, doing that all the way around. I've learned my lesson. Ha ha ha. Okay, I'm going to use liquid glue to attach this piece. My favorite liquid glue here. The best with the precision tip. All right, here we go. On we go. And I have this at an 11 by 11 so I can have a 1/2 inch all the way around. But for this extra long pieces that are going to go over, it's also going to make them stand out a little bit. All right, and I have 2 of those. This one here is by 12. It's 4 3/4 by 12. There really is no rhyme or reason how far you want to put this on. I'm going to bring mine over about 2 inches so I can see all of this wonderful paper. Now, for some of you, you may want to measure out this piece and then measure out this piece and save the piece underneath. For me, that's just a little too much, okay? That's just a little too much. Also, you're going to notice I did not cut any of my paper in the correct orientation on the back, which means I am losing those longer 12-inch pieces the other way, and that tends to, I like to keep it 12 inches horizontally, no, vertically, up and down, right? All right, let's put this back here, 2 inches in. I stuck a little glue on the top and the bottom. I find that it just gives a nicer stick that way, but I do prefer tape runner. I always will prefer my tape runners. It's a personal preference. Okay, so now I have a plaid piece, and this is 4 3/4 by 10.5. 4 3/4 by 10.5. I'm learning to work with these smaller snail runners that I have because my big pink gun is just sometimes so big and clunky for my videos. All right, I want to go about 1 inch over on this, and I kind of want it to be even here at the top and the bottom. That's all I'm looking for, but about 1 inch over from this base piece that I put down. There we go. And for this one here, we're going to rock it back the other way. And we're going to kind of do like an even border here, 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 and here. Okay. Okay, here we go. And having an adhesive that is somewhat forgiving is a little important to someone who makes as many mistakes as I do. That's real right there. Okay, there we go. So we have all of this layers and layers and layers of paper. Now, one of the things that I wanted to do was incorporate this little stripe. This is, if I had a trademark, this would be little pieces of striped paper. I love a striped paper that brings in my entire color palette. I tend to gravitate towards them, and I tend to use them in small ways a lot. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to just add this so that we have this one that brings in our entire color palette. This is cut 12 by 3/8. And once again, I'm not doing any inking on this project, even though I love to ink my autumn. I decided with these papers, I did not want the ink. So if you want to add some ink and additional color, you have it. Look at how this is coming together. It really is. These papers are so vibrant. This tree paper is so unique and I love it. I love the plaid. I love the stripe. I love this. I love the less, I'll say in your face autumn designs, that plaid that's in the back and the little scattered leaves. This is such a gorgeous collection. Really, really love this collection. All right, I'm going to grab some foam tape for some of the things that I'm going to be putting on. All right. I have so much foam tape I'm trying to use up in my drawer. The day that I finally get to make all the shaker cards from using up all of my foam is going to be an amazing day. I'm working on using up all of my foam that is a shape that I feel that I could make on my own. So I'm not going to destash my hearts right now. I'm not going to be using my star one anymore because I'm making new ones. But all the ones that I think I'd be able to make by myself with just some foam tape, I'm using up my foam tape, and I'm going to have a big shaker marathon, but I have no idea how long it's going to take me to get to that point. I might have to do more than one though, because, you know, if I'm all of a sudden I'm doing a shaker marathon and you guys are like, oh, do we really have to watch you make 50 shaker cards? I might be like, So, all right, so these, both of those circle elements are going on their matted dark brown piece and then some foam tape. We'll go ahead and put our 3. And this was one of the pocket cards, one of the sheets, the opposite side of that stripe is pocket cards. And just in case you decide to cut into it, I cut the fall out of the 6x4. I free cut that out. I liked the little polka dot. It's a much smaller scale of the paper, so the polka dots were much closer together, and I liked that, so I hand cut that out for another project. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. There we go. I like everything about this so far. All right, let's grab some twine. All right, this is a twine that I love. It actually took me years to use this up. I just reordered it. It is from Amazon, but it is like a jute twine, and it's a favorite of mine, but you get a ton on here, and I even use these for my kits, and it still took me years to use this up. But if you really love it, I will share with you the link and the details on this. I really love it. I just wrapped it around 3 times. I really wished I had gotten my washi tape sooner. Here we go. I'm going to do it this way because I need to be on this side. And I'm going to put 2 pieces of washi tape on the back here. I really do not use washi tape very often as a decoration. I tend to use it as a tool. So, you know, it's just a thing. All right, for this, I always like to, instead of using the dots, I like to use my, my roll of adhesive when I can to go right across. I don't want the twine to kind of pick up once my scrapbooks start to lay, compress, whatever you want to call it. So I do try to trim my twine out, okay? Oh, I still need more. It's a really big piece, right? I don't know, I have problems. All right, here we go. I'll feel much better with this one. I would like to say, though, that I am officially not the person who uses the most foam tape in the group. On one piece, I mean. I might be the person who uses the most foam tape as a whole. But, yeah, not on one piece. All right, I'm going to peel this off, even though I'm not putting it on right now, just so that as I assemble these, I have them all together. Okay. All right, because I have a few other things. I have a feeling, not sure about this one here. Okay, let's grab the two that do not have foam tape. These are 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Now you can really put these wherever you would like. So I do want to show you a couple things, and I'm going to be doing this layout again in different paper, changing the orientation. Okay, so let's go, for example, you can put them over here and really bring this little border in like this. You could put 2 over here and have them come out. You could use this as your border, and then this is your border, and put the one in the middle. You could bring them all the way across. This really is for you to move back and forth and have a lot of fun with it. So I suggest you do that. I'm going to use the striping design, and I'm going to go to the top here. And I want, I'm going to say that's about 3/8 of an inch, and then I'm into the striped border. Let me make sure I'm in the frame good. Yes. All right, so about 3/8 of an inch here at the top, and I'm on that 3/8 of an inch border. Second one. Okay, the same place, 3/8 of an inch from the bottom, and then onto that border. There we go. And then for the one on foam tape, I'm going to go the other way, and I'm going to put it on this portion that's right here. All right. Oh, this is one of several layouts. Okay, now my foam tape is not directly on the edge, but I feel like maybe I shouldn't have peeled the top and the bottom ones. Let's go ahead and just kind of repatch those. If this ever happens to you, it's so easy to just grab a little bit of your, the peel off portion, and you should be good to go. Just kind of put it back on. This happens to me on occasion. Okay, and now we'll go ahead and we'll put this on, and I'm coming all the way over to that plaid side. You know what? Maybe I won't go over as far on this one, because I have this. Let me hover this. I'm going to come back, I think, a little bit and go about 3/8 of an inch from this side. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right to the edge of this here and cover it. So it's more like, I don't know, there's about a 1/2 inch over there, but there's about 3/8 of an inch here. Okay, I'm going to go this way instead on this one. And this is what I mean about how you can just move this back and forth, and that'll give me room for my Happy Thanksgiving right there, because I feel that's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to need to remove one of these so I can go a little further over my picture. Great. Start putting my embellishments back on. Here we go. And this is on foam tape as well, as is this. So I feel like sometimes it loses a little dimension when you go foam tape. So we're going to see what happens. But I do not want this to overlap my pictures. It's going to kind of go out here to the side. There we go. Now I have this pumpkin spice and everything nice. And I am going to want that on that picture when I put it. So since I am a pre-done layout girl, I know that that means one tiny little piece of adhesive. And that's all that I'm going to stick that there with. This is coming together so nicely. And I will be doing, I really like this. I also have a Christmas themed one of these. All right, I want to see the dovetail here on the bottom, or on the side. And Happy Thanksgiving on there. Perfect. Let's grab the Hello Fall. Just going to look at that and decide if I want foam tape or not. Because I have so many things on foam tape, I almost feel like if this particular embellishment is not on foam tape, it's going to look, you know, a little off. I got to stop. I have 3 of these actively going, and I really need to try to only use up one at a time. This was the one of the foam tapes that I bought a lot of. This is one of my favorite thin cuts that I have in my stash. I really like that one a lot. Okay. And there we go. And now I'm going to put the Hello Fall up here at the top. I want to do maybe some similar. So with this, I'm a little more than 1.5 from the side. It's if you want to kind of center it, you know, about there, give or take. I'm going to go ahead and put that on. I want to make sure it goes past this. Just as long as it's going past that. You could also layer that with another dovetail behind it, maybe accenting one of your favorite papers. Do the same size or go a little bit wider and a little bit longer. All right, right here. There we go. I'm really liking how this is turning out. Okay, so I have the seal and I'm going to put a foam tape, a foam square on the one side, and then I'm going to grab my dots, my glue dots for the other, because it's going to kind of hang off. There we go. I think right there. Look at that. Hasn't that turned out so nice? Look at this. I love it. I did it in that red to bring a little bit of red in. I think that turned out really nice. I'm really liking that. I'm over here. I've become a monster with these, so I'm playing with all kinds of things. All right, I grabbed some orange and yellow bling from my stash. I still have plenty that I'm using up. All right, for the leaves, what I want to do with my leaves is I want to do a 3 cluster with 3 colors. So I'm going to grab this orange one and the lighter yellow. And what I did was I cut one set out on the dark side and one set out on the light side because I wasn't sure what kind of colors I would want. You do not need 2-sided paper to do it. I'm going to put that one back and grab a yellow. And also I'm learning to stamp first and then cut with our new PhotoPlay stamps, because that's something I've always done. So I said to myself, oh, that's a nice little collection right there. If I don't love the way it looks, I'm going to just go with it anyway. And yeah. All right, so little leaves right here. No foam tape. This is on foam tape right here. I'm just shoving them behind the technical art term that we all love. I really want that to go lower, so we'll trim that little leaf off. There we go. Okay. I could have spread those out a little bit more, I think. Let's tuck this guy down a little bit more. Let's have this barely peeking out. We'll give that a little bit more. There we go. Okay, and then for the next one, I'm going to grab, we'll do a brown one, a red one, and a little yellow one. And I'm just going to do like clusters of 3 in different colors on a couple places. This one's going to come over here. Just trimming the leaf off. I'm going to spread this one out a little bit more because I think I'm going to like it better. I already like it better. All right, and tuck that one down in, little peekaboo, and one more because we have 3. I'm not counting the dovetail, but we have 3 things on here. You can see we got 3 circles on there. 3 little sets of leaves will be really nice for this. So I'm going to do this orange one now, and we'll do this red one and then a small brown one. There we go. I think that'll be a nice cluster. And we'll put this one on this side over here. I just ripped it off. No one's going to see it. Little peekaboo right there. I am really liking this. Now, I do tend to like my autumn stuff just a little bit more. So there is that. Okay, let's go ahead and add some of this bling. I don't really like the light yellow, but I do like the darker yellow and the orange here. Now, it's always a struggle for me to use the stars up from these, but what I realized is since I'm going to do a big shaker set, I will probably be able to use a lot of those stars up on birthday cards. So I've been not worried about using my stars anymore. I'm cutting those off and just putting those aside just so I can use them up. I'm a dot girl. I really, really like the dots. I do look for places that I can use the hearts though, and I think this is a great place to use some of these yellow ones. So I'm going to do the darker yellow hearts. I'm going to do a medium. Here we go. And then I'm going to add a small right here. Just kind of put those two little hearts in there and then decide if I wanted to add another. I think I'm good with that the way it is right now. All right, so I'm going to grab an orange here, or a light yellow, excuse me, dark yellow, sorry, dark yellow. And there we go. And back to a yellow. And we'll have that one there. We'll do, oh, I wanted to do that the opposite so that I didn't have a big orange circle next to an orange circle. There we go. We'll do a medium. And I'll pop a small one in there as well. These ones are much closer together. Let me move these a little closer. Okay, there we go. I think that's all she needs. Okay, so now we have our design space sketch of the month. You can see we got great dimension. These gorgeous, gorgeous, vibrant colors. I love this. And using very few products. The ephemera collection for this has really added a lot. Did add my own little personal touch, creating that embellishment. You're probably going to see that a little bit more. And I'll have more information on the seals and how you will, just lots of details on the supplies, how I'm making them, what I'm doing, and all of that. It's a fun new thing that I'm doing. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you like the video, you like the sketch, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. It really does help me out here in the YouTube community. And if you leave me a comment, I'll be sure to get back with you. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. It is most appreciated, and I'm blessed to have you with me. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.